This is extremely good news for the Vancouver Canucks. In a recent interview, Filip Chytil reveals a lot about his future with the Vancouver Canucks, including exactly where he is after suffering an injury last season. We're going to break down all these quotes from Filip Chytil, where he stands going into next season, and a lot on the Vancouver Canucks later on this episode. Before we get into that, 65.8% watching this, so if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure to go down and hit it. It's completely free. It helps us out a ton, and in return, we'll give you daily updates from all around the Canucks. But with that, let's just hop straight into this today, where there was a recent interview with Filip Chytil that did drop today, revealing a lot on his future with the Canucks, where he stands, and so much more. This article by Pavel Madat, and I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, will be down in the description if you want to do a full read through on it as well. There's a lot of tidbits in it, and even more than what I'm going to be covering in this video, but he does reveal a good bit. And starting off, Filip Chytil spoke on Adam Foote becoming the head coach. He said Adam Foote was an assistant with the team, primarily in charge of defensemen. Even that relentlessly short time, we found a way to connect, so I'm happy that we will now continue in the role of the head coach. I look forward to working with him again. Now, this was a very questionable signing by the Canucks. A lot of fans hated it, a lot of fans loved it. Adam Foote does not have the experience when it comes to coaching in the NHL. Assistant coach for 3 years with the Vancouver Canucks, coaching under Rick Tocchet, announced as the next head coach, and a lot of people thought Manny Malhotra would have been better for the job. But with Adam Foote, we do get a lot out of this. We're seeing player after player, including Filip Chytil himself, speak on how much they love Adam Foote, having him around, how much they can connect with him. So it seems like Adam Foote has the trust in the players. It's going to be very interesting how he shows and displays this with his coaching on the ice. But it is very nice to see that Filip Chytil continuously, along with a lot of veterans, back up Adam Foote as the next coach. Now, he does continue on to talk about the future of the Canucks. He said, I think the team has great potential for the future. They signed practically all their key players, plus Evander Kane came, and our farm team that won the Calder Cup, so we could have a lot of promising players who can be a part of the team's future. Now, just touching on Abbotsford, we've seen how dominant they were, led by Linus Karlsson, who's set to join this team, and yes, Artur Shilov's, but he was traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, looking at farther into this with the lineup, there's going to be a lot of Abbotsford players in and out of this lineup, including the key players that we've seen Filip Chytil speak on, and bringing Evander Kane in. Now, with these key signings, obviously Brock Boeser coming back, extending Garland, extending Demko, keeping this core together, this is a big part for the Canucks. They keep 3 free agents, or players that were set to hit free agency within this season and next year, that are from America, that a lot of people did not expect to want to stay, but they really showed that the NHL is not just about American teams. Now, continuing in, obviously Linus Karlsson is set to join this team either on the second or third line. We do see a lot of guys like Aatu Räty, who I did a full video on, poised for a breakout on this team. With the Canucks, they have a lot of players for the now in Quinn Hughes, Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers, Filip Hronek, but even on the defensive end, in DPD, Victor Mancini, and Tom Willander, there's so many pieces within this Canucks system that have yet to break into the NHL, showing how bright the future is, and like Filip Chytil said, they can be a part of this team's future. Now, a lot of people are wondering how Filip Chytil will do going into next season, and the big thing is the Canucks do have him currently as their second line center. We see in the interview with Patrik Allvin where he said him and Adam Foote both feel comfortable having Filip Chytil as the second line center. Now, this lineup that was on your screen a second ago still gives the Canucks just over $4 million in cap space to work with. Obviously, you're going to call up an extra name so you can hit 22 or 23 of the roster count, which would bump them down to just about $3 million. But the Canucks do have room to go out and add another center if they feel the need to do it going into next season, and that's where Filip Chytil spoke on his injury. Now, the big thing is, I'm not going to read through this entire quote, but he said, a concussion is an injury that is not visible to you at first glance. If you have a broken arm, everyone can see it right away. Head injuries are tricky. That's why communication with the closest to you is very important. You can't be afraid to confide in them and make the closest support. Now, with Filip Chytil, we know he has dealt with quite a few injuries throughout his career, and when healthy, he is a very productive center in the National Hockey League. Now, going into Filip Chytil, and there is still one more quote on where he currently stands. We do see in 15 games, 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 total points, scoring in his first debut game with the Vancouver Canucks. His season was cut short to that dirty hit by Dickinson in the Chicago game, but the big thing is Filip Chytil, when healthy, can be a 20 goal scorer and a very good play driver on the second line. Now, Filip Chytil in this article continues to go into how he spoke and has been training with his brother, working on his scoring output, and continuing to want to get better on all aspects of the ice with his edge work, skating, and he wants to and is poised to continue developing. I mean, if we look at the most productive season, 45 points in 74 games, including 22 goals, 23 assists, putting up 4 points in 7 playoff games. The year before that, half a point per game, including 7 goals in 20 games. Filip Chytil, like I said, can be very productive with this Canucks team, but the big question is him staying healthy. Now, this offseason has been outstanding for him. We've seen him just be a newlywed, getting married, but he goes out to say, fortunate, yes, knock on wood, I've been getting ready for the new season full time since the beginning of May, and this is when asked about his injury and how he's getting through it. So with Filip Chytil getting fully healthy, this is a very good sign for the Vancouver Canucks, working going into next year with the aspirations of winning a Stanley Cup and making the playoffs. Now, the big thing with the Canucks, there is a lot of concern with this team. As soon as I can find the screenshot here, fans don't like to look at the center position, and there is a lot to like and a lot to be wary of when going into next season. Elias Pettersson needs to hit the next step. We've seen him regress last season, but I do truly believe with a full healthy offseason working towards it, Pettersson is going to hop straight back into being one of the top centers in the National Hockey League. With Filip Chytil, when fully healthy, I do think he can do a very good job as the 2C, and if the Canucks continue adding, we could see him slide into maybe a winger role or the third line center role farther into the season. Now, the big thing is Teddy Bluger, a very good bottom six, and Atiratu, the young promising rookie who shows signs of being a 2 or 3C in the future. This Canucks team, yes, the center position could be better, but this team is poised to make the jump, Canucks fans. With Filip Chytil coming back, with him wanting to get into the groove, talking of the future, where he currently stands with his injury, there is a lot to like about the Canucks next season. We're going into a fresh season with a new coach, players coming back healthy, everyone extended for the most part, and this Canucks team is going to surprise a lot of people. Listen, call me optimistic, call me overly optimistic. I do expect this Canucks team to take the next step, be back into the playoffs, and try to compete for a cup. Will this be the roster that we see going into game 1? Yes, probably. Is this going to be the set lines? No, definitely not. I threw this together on Puckpedia, but I would not be shocked if the Canucks continue to add, and Filip Chytil is going to be a huge part of their success next season. But Canucks fans, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on Filip Chytil speaking out on his time with the Canucks? Listen, I didn't even cover half the quotes. There's such a good read, so go check that entire article out. Once again, will be down below as well. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We've been enjoying doing the content, and if you want us to cover anything in particular, let us know down below. I've been your host, Mark. Bye, and take care, Canucks fans.